What's up, guys? Conan Bell here, and I play Fighting Leaf on the interwebs. They say two heads are better than one, and that two great tastes taste great together. And now I'm about to show you the logical conclusion of such a mentality. Introducing Kimbap and Gimbap from the Kaiju Kitties line, combining the best parts of adorable meme material and giant city-wrecking monsters. And this is a monster standing in at 9 1/4 inches. Also, the Kaiju Kitties lines likes to brag about something a little bit odd. If you'll notice under the two big words Kaiju Kitties, you'll see 100% soft. I assume this is in reference to the fact that no hard plastic or glass materials were used in the creation of this thing, and I can back that up a little bit. I can even say hard felt wasn't used in this. As you've probably noticed, this particular figure has two heads, and each one has its own little expression. This head, named Kimbap, has a bit of a neutral expression on it, while her sister, Gimbap, has a big old grump face. Also, here's where you'll find the two types of fabric used in this particular plushie. The fluffy orange fabric that's used on the majority of its body, and this more coarse pink fabric, which is used in its horns and in its inner ears. And speaking of inner ears, a small difference between the two heads, other than their expression, is that, at least on mine, the inner ear of Gimbap's is not really centered properly. That's probably why she's grumpy. Yeah, that's totally it. One last note about the ears before moving on. They are made of a 2-ply unstuffed fabric, while the horns all share a stuffing supply with the rest of the body. And these horns, well, let's just say there's a lot of them. I counted them up. There is 7 on each head. Multiply that by 2. That's 14 horns on a single creature. In addition, the faces are both embroidery detailed, as are the belly scales, which are just little squiggly lines, as these tend to be on reptilioid plushies. I get the feeling that scales are difficult. And in spite of its kaiju theming, its arms are basically just little nubs, but they do have little conjoined felt toes on each of its feet. And honestly, this very thin felt is the hardest part on the entire figure, justifying the 100% soft boast on the tag. And this little hard edge that they have here, I have a difficult time determining whether or not it's from glue or if they actually burned this part of the fabric in order to keep it smooth. Now, when I said that the toes were the hardest part on its body, I meant externally. Internally, there's actually a wire inside of each of these wings. And guess what? That makes them posable. Hooray! Each wing is made up of the same type of soft orange and coarse pink fabric as was seen in the face. In addition, both sides of both wings feature little stitching details to make it look like proper bat-shaped webbed wings, which is always very, very nice. And that soft felt detail makes a return in the form of forking back spines. Each head gets its own set of back spines, and while this is 2 pieces, Gimbap's here doesn't connect physically with the main spine, while Gimbap's travels all the way from the neck to just shy of the tip of the tail. giving her yet another reason to be grumpy. And what's more, in spite of its two big fabric-using heads, this critter sits up very nicely. At least when you consider how top-heavy it is, thanks to its very bulbous lower body. Does that mean to say, I meant it as a compliment. And for anyone sufficiently bored to wonder why I know Kimbap and Gimbap are both girls, well, their little tag explains their entire backstory. Or at the very least tells me that they are in fact girls.
I am going to sneak up on my next unsuspecting victim and steal their identity. Who in the name of crabs is that I use?
If you please, sir, we are only looking for directions to the Wingaling Dragons Club. Would you be ever so kind enough to provide them for us?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I look like some kind of fire-breathing monstrosity to you? Do I have wings on my back?
I never meant...
Oh, do I?
That's not...
Do I?
Oi! Quit sassing my sister, you bilge-guzzling twit!
I do not know what you just said, but it sounds unsanitary.
I think I'ma learn you some manners right quick, you little sod.
Go. Oopsie.
But sis, we still don't know where the club is.
Shut your face, no one cares.
What's up, people? It's time for my very fastest Patreon shout ever. Josh Savage, 007, Bashful Ivory, Joyful Cryptid, Megan Cloud, and Jordan Mathis, thank you very much for supporting my channel. Do you like the music? Listen to Steve Sharp. His link is in the description below. Join me on Patreon. Send me money. Hey, send me fan mail at P.O. Box 82, Prospect, Kentucky 40059. Now go away!